Everyone loves to talk about themselves. If you've ever read books about making friends or building connections, one of the main things they say is ask people questions about themselves because people love talking about themselves. I think that's also why things like MBTI, astrology, personality tests, and stuff like that are all so popular. It's also just fun to see things about yourself and your friends and read about all your personality traits. Once you find out your MBTI, you might spend a lot of time looking up all the character traits and think like, wow, that is so me. Everything is so true. This explains everything about me. And sometimes we do learn a lot about ourselves in this way. At least for me, it explained why I have some certain thoughts or behaviors, and it helped me gain a clearer sense of who I am as a person. But I do think there is a point where these results can be taken a bit too far, and you shouldn't let this one test result define you and define your whole life. Actually, I think these results are more of an accurate portrayal of who you are at this moment, but it's not set in stone for the rest of your life. And there are also some things that might not even align with who you are right now, and that's totally okay. I first took an MBTI test when I was in high school, and I got INTJ. And at the time, I felt like that described me pretty well. It got a lot of things right about me. I was a lot more calculating and whatever back then. But about 2 years ago, I took the test again, and I was surprised to see that I was INFP, not INTJ. Of course, there were some things that didn't really change. I mean, I've been an introvert for a very long time now, but some other stuff did change. If I had taken this test as a kid, I think I maybe wouldn't have even gotten introvert at all. I was actually very outgoing back then and not really introverted at all, but it was just because of the environment and the people around me, I started developing more characteristics of an introvert. And honestly, now when people tell me I'm quiet and shy, I feel like what they say is right. It makes sense because I am an introvert. But when people say stuff like, oh, you're actually a lot more talkative than I thought. You're talking a lot more than I expected, I would start to think like, yeah, I'm an introvert. I don't actually need to talk that much. I can just be quiet. And then I wouldn't really participate that much in the conversation anymore. And these kind of things make me wonder, do I just have these thoughts because I tested as an introvert? And I think that's the key point here. Defining yourself too strongly by a personality type can actually hold you back from future growth. I've seen people use their MBTI type as an excuse and say things like, oh, I can't do that because I'm an introvert, or I'm not good at that. I'm a feeler, not a thinker. But that's actually not true. People grow and people change. For example, INFP, my current type. Some people really dislike INFPs. They'll say INFPs are too dreamy, too sensitive, they're not realistic at all. And honestly, I do understand where this criticism comes from, but I also know that personality is a lot more nuanced than just those 4 letters. I know that if I don't like something about myself, I can change it. And I don't feel like other people's dislike of INFPs is something that I need to take really personally or feel bad about. Basically, at the end of the day, some quiz on the internet is not what defines you. What really shapes us isn't a test result, but our life experiences. Every new environment, every relationship, every hard day, these are the things that change us in small ways. If I never changed, if I always stayed exactly the same, it probably means I haven't really grown from anything, which honestly is not a good thing. So yes, these personality tests can be really fun. It can give you insight and it might describe parts of you really well, but it's not the ultimate truth about who you are. Don't let it put you in a box where you feel like you'll never be able to grow or do the things that you feel like are hard to do. You're way more than just those 4 letters.